Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. Psalms 25:4. It is only the purest of my saints that seek my guidance. Most of them act like they want my will and say they want my will. But when I look deep into their hearts, this is not what I see. Total commitment is a quality that is very hard to find, for in my children, there is an unholy search for self-glorification and comforts. Their motives are not pure. I loved David because his heart was pure. He truly desired my will more than the throne of Israel. He was meek, and that is why he could be led and guided. For this psalm says of a truth, the meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his ways. Psalms 25:9. Are you meek and humble enough to be led? Not only in what you should do, but what you should be. Can you take correction? Can you receive instruction? Can you endure the misunderstandings and the false accusations? Can you accept the blame, rightly or wrongly? Can you let me stop you from doing that which is not my perfect will for you? Can you ask forgiveness? Not of those you have offended, but who have offended you. These are some of the qualifications of my greatness. Those who measure up are the ones whom I can truly lead and guide into the way of glory and light. Don't wait to be perfect before you ask me to bring you into this light and glory. It is this light and glory that will make you perfect. Meditate much on this psalm, for in it lies the secret of true greatness and true guidance. You ask me to lead you. Ask me rather to change you into my likeness, because where I will lead you will depend on what I can do in you. If I can perfect you and I can trust you, I can lead you higher and into greater ministries that I can if you continue to remain in your imperfect condition. Let me tell you about the beautiful crystal bowl that a woman purchased. She saw the tiny flaw in the bowl, but she liked the cut and the design so much that she thought, if I can get it for half price, I will purchase it. After showing the bowl to the manager of the store and pointing out the tiny flaw in the glass, she was able to get a marked discount. How happy she was. She took it home, rinsed it out, and set it on the breakfast table and filled it with raspberry jam. She was so proud of that bowl. When the jam was in the bowl, it was impossible to even see the flaw. After breakfast, she scooped out the jam and started to wash out the bowl. It fell apart in her hands. The tiny flaw became a cleavage that split the bowl apart in the hot water. Some of my children are like that. They have tiny flaws, almost invisible to the naked eye. I dare not put them to the test. I cannot make an investment in their lives. So they spend their lifetime sitting on the shelf. They are beautiful, but they are unusable. I can never guide them into my perfect will because the heat of the day would destroy them. So I let them sit. You ask me to lead you. Ask me to remove all your flaws so I can use you and fill you with my glory and my beauty. I will tell you how I'll show you. I will work your betrayal for good. Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me. Psalm 41:9. David experienced the agony of the Judas in his life 1,000 years before me, and you have experienced it 2,000 years after me. As long as there is evil in the world, there will also be Judases. Who is Judas? Not someone on the outward fringes of relationships, but someone who is close to you because he is close to your heart. The word familiar in this scripture is shalom. It is a word of peace and blessing. It portrays the kind of person in whom you feel you could put your trust. He comes to you and lives with you in a peaceable and friendly way. Slowly he wins your confidence and trust. And like David, you completely unreasonably trust in him, opening your heart, your banqueting table, and your treasure chest to him. You trust in a human being in a way that you should only trust me, your God. This is one mistake I didn't make with Judas. See, I knew what he was, but unlike you, I loved him in spite of him being a devil. You cannot love someone whom you know is a devil, a diablo, a divider, and a splitter. But I did. And so though I knew what he was, the pain was just as great, for I knew what he could have been. Though I knew what he was, the pain was just as great, for I knew what he could have been. But I didn't stop him. I said to him, that thou doest, do quickly. John 13:27. I would have talked to him personally, reasoned with him, showed him that I had known his plans and that I could have thwarted his plans by disappearing unexpectedly off the scene, but I didn't. I let him be what he was. I let him lift his heel against me. He went out and sold me minutes after I had given him the sop from my hand. Sometimes you too have to let the friends whom you have trusted lift up their heels against you so that they can discover they are not the angels they or you thought they are or were. The word heel comes from the root word that means Jacob. There is a Jacob in every life. I alone can take that Jacob and make him prince. Listen, I alone can take that Jacob and make a prince out of him, and I will, but not before I wrestle with him to the breaking point. So, my child, know you are not alone in your trials and testings. I am going to let you pass through this test, but as a result of it, I will make a son of God out of you. Yes, even you. And out of the bitterness shall come sweetness. I will work your betrayal for good.